types of mindset content that you want to put out is overcome objections, right? That's one type. So when you're overcoming, like, first of all, let me take it back. Overcoming objections. What types of objections? Typically, when you are selling, there are two types of objections that will pop up, which is time. You may see a lot of your audience telling you, I don't have time for that. Or you may see a lot of them saying, I don't have money for that. That's the second objection. So how can you create content that overcomes both of these objections, right? So I like to cover the time objection first, especially when I am creating content for my audience, because my audience, they're very busy. They are CEOs. They're running six-figure businesses, multiple six-figure businesses, seven-figure businesses too, right? And for them, they may also have a team. So when it comes to creating content for them, it's like, well, I don't have the time to do that because I have to manage my team, manage my family, but they know that they want to be on social media, right? And so for me, when I'm creating content for them, I always show them how to repurpose their content to save time, how they can batch create their content to save time. My goal always when I'm creating content to overcome the time objection is to show them how they can save time. So my question to you is, if you are a coach, a consultant, or a service provider, what types of content can you create to show your audience how they can save time? I promise you, when you start putting out content like this, it will start to shift the mindset of your audience. And now they'll go from, I don't have time to, oh, wait a second, I can actually make that work for me, right? Oh, thank you so much, Imani. So that is the first thing, overcoming objections for time. The next one is overcoming objections for money. Now, some of you, you may get people who are coming to you like they love your content. They love everything that you're talking about. And then when you start talking about, when you ask them for the sale, that's when you start hearing objections like, oh, I don't have money, or I can't afford that right now. So the first thing is, if you're getting a lot of people who are telling you they don't have money and they can't afford, that may not be your dream clients. Just really quick and honest, that may not be your dream clients. Those may be that you may be talking to the wrong audience. Your dream clients can afford your offer. Your dream clients are ready to buy from you right now. So I want you to think about that. If you're constantly getting, I can't afford, or this costs too much money for me, then you want to think about shifting your audience. So I went through this too. When I first started my business, I was talking to business owners who were just starting out. And when I would make them my offer, they would tell me, oh, I'm just starting, so I can't afford that. I don't have money for that. I'm too broke for that. And I recognize that language. First of all, that language is a language of poverty. When people are telling you, I can't afford, I'm too broke for that, I can't buy that, I don't have the money for that, that is the language of poverty. People with the poverty mindset will never buy from you. So there is no point in talking to them, right? But people who have a prosperity mindset, people who have a rich mindset, instead of them saying I can't, they always say, how can I? How can I? So you want to talk to people who have a rich mindset, a prosperity mindset, that instead of saying I can't, because people who say I can't, they don't even try to figure it out. It's just I can't and that's it. But people with a rich mindset, with a prosperity mindset, they will say, how can I? Now they're trying to figure it out. And so I want to give you an example. So I had a client before she was my client. She came to me and she said, Star, I want to work with you. And I said, awesome. I quoted her my price and she told me, ooh, that's too high for me. And I said, that's okay. Go sell your stuff and come back to me. 6 months later, she came back to me and she said, Star, I really want to work with you. I said, awesome. Here's my offer. And I gave her the offer and she said, I already told you that that's too high for me. I said, no problem. Go sell your stuff and come back to me. 6 months later, so now we're 1 year. 6 months later, she comes back again and she came back with a friend this time. And she said, nope, Star, I know you are my coach. I want to work with you. This time I brought a friend so we both can work with you. She said, I have seen other social media coaches, but I don't want to work with them. I know that you're my coach. I said, awesome. Here's the offer. She said, oh, I already told you that that's too high for me. And I said, that's okay. Go sell your stuff and come back to me. 6 days later, no, 2 days later, she came back to me and she said, I'm ready to pay in full. She booked 6 clients in 2 days. What changed? What changed? Her mindset. The first time she met with me, oh, thank you, Imani. The first time she met with me, she said, I can't afford. And I told her, well, if you can't afford, go out and afford it. And she went out and came back. The second time she was like, that's too high for me. Well, if the price is too high for you, go out and figure out how you can afford this price. The third time she came back to me, her mind shifted. If this is something that I want, I'm going to have to work for it. Come on now. If this is something that I want, I'm going to have to work for it. Why was this important? Because whenever I'm coaching my clients, it's important for them to know that you can make money. Come on now. You can make money, and not just any type of money. You can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. Can somebody write that in the chat? You can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. If she did not believe that, when she joined my program, she wouldn't be able to get clients. And it's very important that you, as the coach, the consultant, the strategist, that you are working with people who can get a return on their investment.